Hello. Um, this was written about a week after had been working, trying to figure out a solution for my mom and this one problem. I was getting to take a little bit of a break. This weekend I was in Wichita because Dave had a gun show. My husband at that time my husband loves to sell anything. And at this point he was selling guns at gun shows about every weekend. So I went with him, and my job was just to be in the hotel and rest, which was fine with me. Oh, and to load and unload the guns at the beginning and end of the gun show. Well, I had nothing to do. I'd done some shopping, and a lot of times when I'm in another town, a different place, I like to go to a different church. So I had gone to a church called New Springs Church there in Wichita. I feel that God can speak clear to me in a different place and in different surroundings. In a comfortable, familiar place, it is easy to become a little hard of hearing. Before I went to church, I asked God to speak to me, but then when I got there, he was really slick. It was one of those really slick, charismatic churches. You know, all the choir just right, the sound system just right, slick presentation, slick music, slick lineup. I figured that it was going to be too well prepared for God to slip in any personal word for me. But what was the sermon about? David in his old age. I just went, okay, maybe you can speak to me here. When David grew old, he was vulnerable to his enemies. 1. Life will try to pull you off center. David always stated how he felt and then what he knew. And those are two different things. That's a good thing to remember. You can state how you feel. I'm miserable. I'm sad. I'm joyful. I'm happy. But then you have to say what you know. And your feelings, a lot of times, aren't the truth. And they all the time are not a solid foundation to stake your life on. You have to have something, a better foundation than your feelings to stand on. He never denied his feelings. Read the Psalms. He is very, very emotional. But he always followed after God's heart. Calibrate your life to what you know. The Word. God stays the same. Feelings always change. Number 2, do not quit. David did not look like he did when he did the great deeds. He did not look like when he killed Goliath. He did not look like when he was a great commander of a great army. He did not look like he did when he was able to seduce Solomon's mother. God can do anything with anyone at any time. The outside is slowing down, but the inside can be speeding up. God evaluates you different than what people do. He has a completely different standard of what's important, of what's valuable. Number 3, remember who you are. Psalm 70 goes from hopeless to joyful. God will fight your battles. All you have to do is worship. Psalms 51, verse 17. Life is not about learning how to get it all together. Life is finding how to be broken. And that really spoke to me. I think it's pretty self-explanatory why. You know, Some of my favorite parts were, don't deny your emotions, but realize that the truth might be something different than what you're feeling. And, I don't look like I did when I was 20. And I might be slowing down on the outside, but I can be speeding up on the inside. And that's a real encouragement.